Hey everybody, welcome back. T-Bone here. Real name is Tom. Welcome to Comics and Collectibles with T-Bone. Gonna finish up the Fantastic Four versus the X-Men, the four-part really awesome miniseries that Chris Claremont wrote. Last time we left, the X-Men had taken Kitty Pryde to Latveria, home of one Dr. Doom, Victor Von Doom, as we all know him and love him. And here's a really cool cover there with some of the X-Men, I guess as you would say, Doomified. With poor little Franklin Richards running for his life as the other X-Men have fallen. The other Fantastic Four, excuse me, sorry. So it starts out, as you can see, with some more just great art. Dr. Doom looming over a fallen storm. He proceeds to, in this third part, to heal her burnt arm that Johnny Storm had set aflame during a scuffle between the X-Men and the Fantastic Four. It then goes on to show Rogue out in the middle. She appears to have bought some winter garb, Latverian winter garb, as you can see. She's out floating around, and then you've got Havoc and I believe it's Havoc and Dazzler out. Practicing and everything, basically doing target practice. And at that same point, as you can see, Dr. Doom's renegade guard bots start to attack them, and Rogue sees what's going on and comes running and pretty much gets her new Latvian attire singed. Literally singed, as you can see. And Storm comes out fully healed. And once more, we see some more great art as poor Kitty Pryde, Shadowcat, is thinking about, because she is nothing but merely basically a ghost, and her dragon pet, I believe his name is Lockheed. It's pretty much the only thing that is standing by her side. That and little Franklin Richards. So the dragon roars, and as you can see, and all of the X-Men that are present come running, and it is there where Kitty Pryde decides to try and end her life, much to the dismay of Franklin Richards. And luckily, his yells and pleas for her to stop are heard. She's actually able to hear him. Some beautiful art there of her ghostly image. and Dennett's there. He has seen both Franklin and Dupre embracing, and then it cuts back to New York to Fantastic Four headquarters, where Reed Richards is struggling with his inner demons, and finally sits down with his son and has a heart-to-heart, and they bond. It's Invisible Woman watches on, and he tells his son the Saggy Baggy Elephant story with the some funny stretched-armed storytelling from Dad there. And then the X-Men shoots back to Latveria where they're seeing training. And then it cuts back to New York where poor Ben Grimm is struggling with the fact that his best friend, Reed Richards, sent him and their other friends up in a rocket to their doom. Well, not to their doom, but to gain these, what he considers, and most people, ghastly powers. But so Ben goes on and, has a couple drinks, tosses down a burger, some really good art there. I guess it's clobber time for that burger, as you can see. And so Ben Grimm leaves, sees a car on fire, jumps in and rescues this little baby. As you can see, doing what the Thing does best, being a hero, and is thanked by the mother. As Johnny Storm comes flying in, and finally towards the end of this, so when Reed had to have a heart-to-heart, and they make up, she forgives him and tells him that he could not have been the monster that wrote that journal, that wrote those awful things, that he must have not been thinking straight when these things in the journal were written. And Dr. Doom, once again, tries to sing his praises, his own praises, by basically touting that he is greater than Reed Richards, and Reed is seen there struggling with still with the inner demons, but then suddenly the family comes back together at the end. And that is the end of part 3. Then we jump right into the 4th and final part, and just another great cover there, where it seems as if little Franklin is taunting Dr. Doom, and the X-Men and the Fantastic Four are all pretty much under some kind of power by little Franklin. And part 4 opens with just some more beautiful art by John Bagdanov. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Forgive me if I'm not. There she is, deep in thought, just beautiful art there of her. Um, and Franklin goes to visit her again with Lockheed actually being able to see him and look at him on the face kind of rather annoyingly. And it jumps to some more one-on-one conversation between Shadowcat and little Franklin, them bonding, and then it jumps to Fantastic Four on their jet. Reed Richards decides to take it upon himself to follow through on what he had set out to do by saying that he could bring Shadowcat fully back to life. And Ben has a heart-to-heart with Sue. And then Johnny Storm explains to She-Hulk basically some of the history behind Dr. Doom and Reed Richards' relationship back in college. He explains that they were pretty much top in their class. They were doing things and that none of the professors could understand or anybody else. And then Dr. Doom tried to do this experiment, which ended up in result of his grotesque appearance, which is why he wears the mask. And then it gets back to some more training, with Wolverine, using his claws, adamantium claws, to fight the projectiles thrown by, as you can see, thrown from Havoc. And Psylocke goes in and tries to give more energy for Shadowcat to come back, give more energy to her. Magneto and Storm talk about Dr. Doom's and his motives, and then Storm spots the Fantastic Four's jet with a very angry Magneto looking on, and with his magnetic power trying to hurtle their jet into oblivion. Dr. Doom then tries to continue the process of bringing Shadowcat back, but Magneto's magnetic force on the Fantastic Four's jet makes things very, very difficult. Fantastic Four land, and some of the X-Men get pretty upset And as you can see, Wolverine takes a flying leap. Just some nice action shots, straight head on, while Rogue tries to go after the Human Torch. And probably my favorite part of this entire fourth part. Ben Grimm says, you know, Wolverine, it's clobbering time. And with one little bonk on the head, knocks him senseless. Just hilarious and awesome. And some more great action shots with She-Hulk trying to block the Dazzler and Havoc. And pretty soon everything just goes crazy again. And the X-Men and Fantastic Four are fighting and arguing until little Franklin comes flying in on the Lockheed. Tries to settle everyone down. Pretty much tells them, why are you adults acting like little children? And while this is all going on, Dr. Doom is watching. From his tower, and he sees Reed Richards and thinks, I knew it. I knew Reed would show up. I know he'd try to one-up me, but I'm going to show him, and I'm going to bring Shadowcat back to life fully. So he proceeds then to continue running the machine right there. And pretty soon Reed Richards freaks out, sees the readings on the machine, thinks that there's a huge glitch, that things are screwing up, tries to stop it, argues with Dr. Doom, and during that whole time, and almost in a very, very horrifying but cool looking art right there, Psylocke struggles to hold on to her mental hold, or psychic mental hold on Shadowcat. Everything finally just comes to a standstill, and in the end, everything ends up working out, and Shadowcat is continuing to heal within the chamber that she's in, her essence coming back to the flesh, and Sue confronts Dr. Doom, and tells him pretty much no matter what his evil intentions are, he cannot win. Even if they were to play by his rules. And the whole story ends with the Fantastic Four at peace again, and Franklin and Shadowcat having formed a new bond and friendship. Some more great art there. And I would have to say overall that this was an awesome series. As many of you know who are familiar with Chris Claremont's writing, just wonderful. an amazing story throughout. Lots of wonderful art. You get to see the struggle, the inner struggle of having to deal with power and responsibility and being a hero versus your own mortality versus, ego, such as seen with Dr. Doom and Ray Richards, just all these things at play. Yeah, I would definitely give this a 9 out of 10 if I had to. Yeah, definitely 9 out of 10. Definitely a good read. And and one last thing I wanted to show was this. I got this IDW issue 1 of Transformers. Through a, I guess like a virtual Comic-Con type company called Galaxy. I think it's called GalaxyCon, but they have a lot of Q&A sessions with, like celebrities, and they do autographs, and so yeah, I had this signed by the original voice of Optimus Prime, Peter Cullen, and had him sign it. One of my favorite lines from Optimus Prime, which is, "Freedom is the right of all sentient beings." And here it is right here. That's Peter Cullen's autograph right there. I don't know if you can actually read that. And that's the main cover itself. There's the, I guess, certificate of authenticity. So yeah, I thought that was pretty awesome. And I am a big Transformers fan. And I'm hoping one of these days to also do a review on this guy, of course. This is the 7-inch Earthrise War for Cybertron, Optimus Prime. But I'll definitely do a review on him and some of the other bots that I have. But anyway, so try and catch me tomorrow, which is Thursday. I'm gonna try and do a book haul video, because I unfortunately missed New Comic Book Day today. But I just want to give a quick shout out to my buddies, Moon Knight Rob, Sam over at Sam's Tangled Web, that gave me the inspiration to even try this. Some guys over at Pop Culture Philosophers, Fable, TM Nerdy, Big Herm, some local guys here that are part of the Portland Comic Crew, Bueller, Comics with Bueller, Sleepy Reader 666, some other guys out there, Two Gun Pedro, and everybody else. We'll see you tomorrow, or see you next time. All right. Peace.